Get ready to travel back in time and discover the unforgettable stories of some amazing cars from after World War II. These cars are true classics. From the powerful Outback, each one has its own special story of innovation, speed, and style. Let's dive into the exciting history of these legendary cars and uncover the hidden treasures that used to dominate the roads. So, buckle up, and let's explore the fascinating world of vintage automobiles together. Holden has always loved muscle cars, making lots of cool models. One standout is the Holden HX Monero GTS from the 60s. It looks super tough, especially with its big fat tires. This car is a real muscle machine that could tear up any track. They even beefed it up in the 60s, giving it a bigger engine that made it even faster. It's one of the best looking cars from that time. Just like in the USA with the Camaro, Holden had its own versions, like the GTS and SS. It's kind of like how the Camaro had the RS and SS, and also the RS/Z28 versions. The HK Monero GTS had a mean look, kind of like a Chevelle mixed with parts from an American Caprice. It's wide and muscular, just like you'd expect from a real muscle car. Our next car was extraordinary, setting records when it hit the streets back in 1971. Built with racing in mind, especially for events like Bathurst, it was hailed as the fastest four-door car in the world at the time. I'm talking about Ford XY Falcon GTH Phase 3. Even though Ford officially claimed it had only minor upgrades from its predecessor, insiders believed it packed a powerful punch of around 380 horsepower, way more than the advertised 300. Under the hood was a potent 351 cubic inch Cleveland V8 engine, propelling the car to a top speed of 142 miles per hour. But it wasn't just about speed. Ford's engineers also made it more manageable at lower speeds, making it a joy to drive in everyday situations. Thanks to its impressive performance and a dominating victory at Bathurst, the Phase 3 became one of the most sought-after Australian cars ever made. In fact, a low-mileage example fetched a staggering 1.2 million Australian dollars in 2022, while a super-rare Phase 4 model reportedly sold for over 1.75 million Australian dollars the year before. It's no wonder this car is considered the king of the Falcon series. With more horsepower than some high-performance models and a sleek design that didn't scream race car, it was a true beast on the road. And let's not forget the 4-liter Barra inline-6 engine, which left its competitors in the dust. Whether it was used as a patrol car or a passenger vehicle, its competition-grade suspension and brakes meant you were in for a thrilling ride, even if you didn't realize it at first glance. Moving on, we have Ford Falcon XC Cobra. The Ford Falcon XC Cobra, found in Australia, shares its name with famous American muscle cars like the Mustang and Carroll Shelby's C Cobra. It's not as well known, but has its place in Australian automotive history. The XC Falcon Cobra was a smart solution to sell off extra body shells from the XC Falcon production. Despite being marketed as a tribute to Ford's racing success at Bathurst in 1977, it was mainly about clearing out leftover stock. With 400 spare Falcon body shells, Ford made 400 Cobras, with 30 getting extra upgrades as Bathurst specials. It housed a 351 cubic inch Cleveland V8 engine, packing around 217 horsepower and 316 pound-feet of torque, not as potent as classic muscle cars, but still impressive. Despite its limited production, the XC Falcon Cobra became a highly desired classic muscle car in Australia, especially with its unique white and blue design. Next on Holden Torana A9X. The 1977 Holden Torana A9X, a compact yet powerful muscle car from Australia, may remind you of the Chevy Vega, but packs its own punch. With a V8 engine and a short wheelbase, it stands out in the muscle car world. Although it's a more refined version of the Torana, it still turns heads today, especially in Australia where many are still on the road. Collectors cherish these rare cars, often showcasing them at car shows. Unique to Europe and Australia, the A9X had special features like 4-wheel disc brakes and a competition suspension. Only 100 were made, making it one of the rarest Aussie muscle cars. Originally built for racing, the A9X dominated the tracks, winning races like the Australian Touring Car Championship. Its performance on the road was equally impressive, with capabilities that thrilled drivers like Peter Brock. While it may not have been sold in the US, the Holden Torana A9X remains a sought-after gem for muscle car enthusiasts. a true testament to its legendary status. In Australia's muscle car scene, Chrysler's division also joined the fray, introducing the Chrysler Valiant Charger RT. While not your typical muscle car with its 4.3-liter inline-6 engine instead of a V8, its performance was undeniable. 0 to 60 miles per hour in 6.1 seconds, and a quarter mile in the mid-14-second range. Despite its impressive performance, the Charger E49R/T didn't achieve the same track success as its rivals, settling for a third-place debut at Bathurst in 1972. Nonetheless, it has become a highly prized collector's classic over the years, with top examples fetching over $250,000. What sets these Australian muscle cars apart is their powerful overhead valve inline-6 engines, delivering 240 horsepower from the factory. While some owners opt for American Chrysler or Chevrolet V8 engine swaps, the original inline-6 was capable of impressive speeds, often enhanced with multiple side draft carbs for tuning. Produced primarily for the Australian market, only 149 Charger E49 RT were ever made. With its unique design and formidable performance, it stood out as one of the fastest muscle cars on the road during its production from 1966 to 1971. General Motors' oldest division, which originated as a carriage maker before GM was formed, ceased operations in 2017. Despite its long history, it's often overlooked that it produced some impressive muscle cars exported to Asia and shared manufacturing with Opel, Vauxhall, and Pontiac. One notable example is the Holden HX Sandman. This car was a unique panel wagon with a 5.0-liter V8 engine generating 235 horsepower. Unlike its slower 50s predecessors, this Sandman was built for performance. Featured in movies like Mad Max as Jess Rockentanski's car, it left a lasting impression. Produced by Holden in Australia, the Sandman embodied the country's surfing culture with its spacious trunk. While it wasn't sold in the US, its appearance in Mad Max and its distinct design made it a rare find globally. Based on the El Camino, the Sandman's unique shell made it versatile, serving as both a high-powered cargo vehicle and an enjoyable ride. Despite its rarity, encountering a well-preserved Sandman is a treat for muscle car enthusiasts worldwide. Moving on, Toyota Mark II. The Toyota Mark II GT2 Turbo, tailored for the Japanese market, packs over 250 horsepower, making it a potent upgrade from the standard Mark II. In Japan, cars like these often get a power boost compared to their American counterparts, as they're designed for shorter lifespans due to strict regulations on vehicle disposal. With options for both 2 and 4 doors, this car offers versatility along with its impressive performance. Sporting rear-wheel drive, a limited slip differential, and a 5-speed manual transmission, this car was built for enthusiasts who appreciate a thrilling driving experience. Speaking of a thrilling driving experience, the Chevrolet Forenza Can-Am is a unique muscle car born out of racing rivalry, originating in South Africa rather than the more common muscle car markets like Australia. Designed by local racing star Basil Van Rooyen, it was crafted as a homologation special for the Production Car Championship. Initially planned with an Australian Holden V8, the Forenza ended up with a potent 302 cubic inch V8 from the American Camaro Z28 due to regulatory constraints. This transformed the small car, originally powered by a modest 1.2-liter 4-cylinder, into a powerhouse. Despite its impressive performance, with the ability to hit 100 miles per hour in second gear, the Forenza Can was challenging to drive, spinning its wheels all the way there. Produced in limited numbers, just 100 units were made to meet racing requirements. Unfortunately, the 1973 oil crisis halted racing in South Africa, cutting short the Forenza's racing career. Nevertheless, it remains an innovative and rare gem in the world of international muscle cars, showcasing GM's prowess even beyond American shores. Lastly, we have the 1971 Ford Falcon GTH Phase 3. The Ford XY Falcon GTH Phase 3 was a legendary muscle car built for racing at Bathurst, known as the fastest 4-door car globally upon its 1971 release. Despite Ford's claim of minor tweaks, journalists suspected its true power at 380 horsepower, powered by a 351 cubic inch Cleveland V8. Its speed and handling made it a standout, winning Bathurst in 1971 and becoming one of Australia's most valuable cars. Despite its rarity, it symbolized the peak of the Falcon muscle car era, leaving a lasting legacy in the automotive world. Well, if you could own any muscle car, past or present, which one would it be? Drop your choice in the comments below. Don't forget to like and hit that subscribe button. Until next time, keep cruising and stay curious.